today's Annapurna Puja. Mata. So I will try to chant at least one sloka from Annapurna Stotra. Annapurne sada purne Shankara pranavallave. Then Jnana vairagya siddhyartham viksham dehi cha parvati mata cha parvati devi pita devo maheshwarah brahmana shiva bhaktascha Swadesho Bhuvanatrayam Namah Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadev Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Today we will learn verse number 62. Those are all meditation slokas, you know. Those are all meditational slokas. Swayamantarvahirvyapya bhasayannakilam jagat brahma prakashate vanni prataptaya sapindavat. The last one is one word, samastapadi, so you can break it. Vanni prataptaya sapindavat. You have to break it technically. Together. Swayamantarbahirvyapya bhasayannakilam jagat brahma prakashate vanni prataptaya sapindavat. Swayam, itself, by itself. Antaha, inside. Bahihi, outside. Vyapya, pervading. Bhasayan, illumining. Akhilam, entire. Jagat, universe. Brahma means Brahman. Prakashate, shines. This is Kash Dhatu. So, Prakashate is Atmanipati. Prathama Purusha, Ekavachana. Vanni Prataptaya Sapindavata. Like the fire permeating a red hot iron ball. So pervading the entire universe, within and without, the Supreme Brahman shines by itself like the fire that permeates a red hot iron ball and glows by itself. Now the prose order. It is there na paraf prakashate. One word is there. In, if we see, Brahma prakashate. In some books, it is there paraf prakashate. So paraha means Paramatma. So if we take Paraha or Brahman, so Brahman, Akhilam Jagat Antaha Bahihi Vyapya Swayam Prakashati. How? As Tat Vanyihi Prataptaya Sapindavat Bhasayan. Likewise, Parabrahman Akhilam Jagat Anta Vahi Vyapya Swayam Prakashat. Clear? As very hot iron, red hot iron ball, the fire is pervaded inside and outside. The fire illumines the ball as well as the outside. Likewise, Brahman, the Supreme Self, Paramatma, being inside and outside of the whole universe, pervaded in the whole universe, it expresses the whole universe. So, how? So, Asti Bhati Priya. Three things. Astitva means Satta, existence. Bhati means knowledge, we get to know. And Priyam. Priyam means Ananda, Prakash. So, Brahman expresses itself by giving the existence to everything else. Because of Brahman, everything is known to us. And Ananda Swarupa, the bliss absolute, in the form of bliss absolute. The Brahman is expressing always, or Brahman expresses itself always. It is self-illuminating factor. Clear? Little more. Do you want to know what the Tikakara has written, the Tika on it? I can read for you. It's a small thing. Taptayaha Pindavat Swayam Eva Antar Vahir Vyapya Bhasayan Akhilam Brahma Prakashate Iti Aha Swayam Antaha Iti Spashta Artha. Spashta Artha. This is Tika is telling in Sanskrit. So Brahman shines, Prakashate. How? Swayam Antaha Vahihi Vyapya. And Bhasayan. So while illumining, Prakashate ultimately happens. And what? Akhilam Jagat, entire Jagat, entire universe. So Brahma, having pervaded all from inside and outside, it is illumining all. Ayas Shabda is there. Ayas means iron ball. Pratapta, Prakrishta Rupena Tapta. Tapta means heated. Pratapta means very well heated. Vannihi means fire. So what is the nature of an iron ball? Iron ball is dark black. it is cold, it is heavy, and ball means spherical. On the other hand, what is the nature of a fire? Fire, iron ball was dark, fire is bright. Iron ball is cold, fire is hot. Iron is very heavy, fire has no weight. Iron ball is spherical, fire has no shape. It has no shape. So two opposite things, okay? Absolutely opposite. But when both the opposite characteristics object come together, then one gets other's attribute. So suppose iron ball is moving. Fire has no moving attribute. But you can't separate the fire from the iron physically in the red hot iron ball. Similarly, matter and consciousness. Just think, so beautiful concept. Matter and consciousness. You can't separate them physically, but they together creates adhyasa, superimposition, a magical thing. And this is called, in Sanskrit terminology, anyanyo adhyasa. Anyanyo adhyasa. Clear? It means when two opposite characteristic objects come together, one gets another's attributes, create a superimposition. In this way, Atma and not non-Atma, means Anatma, appears as one. Brahman and Jagat appears as one. That is Tatpada. And Atma and Anatma appears as one is Tampada, suppose. So you have to apply this Vedantic ideology that Brahman is everywhere. Wherever I am seeing the idol, yes, God is there in that idol, in that statue. But where there is no idol, no statue, God is also verily present over there. That is the impact of this sloka. Brahman is everywhere. Where there is any form or there is no form. Very beautiful meditation. Suppose we are seeing the hand. Really we are seeing only hand? We are seeing the hand plus light. If there was no light, it's a dark room. Could you be able to see the hand? Impossible. Only there is light. That is why we can see any object. But we can't separate the light and the object physically. But we always miss that light portion. Through meditation, through subtle intellect, we have to separate the light and the object. Physically, you can't do it. Suppose, where is the mobile phone? Suppose this is the mobile phone. It is illumined by Chidabhasa or Atma, means Brahman, means the ultimate witness. So this phone is illumined by the Sakshi Chaitanya or Chidabhasa. Sakshi Chaitanya means the ultimate witness, means Brahman, and Chidavasa means reflected consciousness. Very interesting thing. You should pay attention. You should think of it. The whole universe is illumined by Chidavasa. Clear? Think of it. The whole universe is illumined by Chidabhasa. But Chidabhasa is illumined by Atma. Clear? Note it down. Very wonderful. This is Bhamati concept of Vedanta. Without Chidabhasa, we can't see any external object. Because if I am not, where is the use of the Jagat, universe? So the whole universe is illumined by my Chidabhasa. Because when I am awake, then only there is the value of the world. To me, you have always the value of the world, I don't care. There is no use for me. But for me, when I am awake, then only the value of whole universe is there. So the whole universe is illumined by my Chidavasa, reflected consciousness. But that Chidavasa is illumined by Atma. Clear? Because when the eyes are closed, we are dreaming, or it is daydream or nighttime sleeping dream, anything else. Whatever the thought comes, that is illumined by Atma. So, two terminologies, please write. Jagat, the whole universe, is Chidabhasa Bhasya, illumined by Chidabhasa. Thoughts, any sorts of thoughts or vritti, is Sakshi Bhasya, illumined by the ultimate witness or Paramatma. The vritti in thought are illumined by Atma. But in deep sleep, there is no Chidabhasa. There only Sakshi remains. Atma, Paramatma remains. Clear? Just think of it. So, Chaitanya aspect of Brahman we are discussing over here. But you should know Chaitanya or consciousness is not the attribute or quality of Brahman. Then what it is? It is the very nature of Brahman. Brahman is consciousness. Brahman is existence. Brahman is bliss. Absolute. That consciousness pervades the entire creation. In verse number 61, it was told. Verse number 61. Yad bhasa bhasaye bhasyate arkadi bhasyair yattuna bhasyate yena sarvamidam bhapi tad brahmetyavadharaye. That by the light of which the luminous orbs like the sun and the moon are illuminated. But that which is not illuminated by their light, realize that to be Brahman. Tad Brahma iti avadharaye. So, this was verse number 61. Now the thing is, who are illumined by the consciousness, think of it. They can't illumine Atma. Because it's different from known and unknown. That Brahman, I am. Brahman can't be visible through eyes, can't be heard by the ears, etc. The same Brahman is pervading within and outside. Like fire is controlled inside the fire. Shape is controlled by inside the space is controlled by inside the space. And what we saw, that two contradictory things when come together, then one accepts other's attribute. This is called anyanyo adhyasa, or in English terminology, it is mutual superimposition. Mutual superimposition. In verse number 25, the glimpse of Anyanyo Adhyasa, we see Atmanaha Satchidamsascha Buddher Vrittiriti Dvayam Sanyojya Chavivekena Janamiti Pravartate. By the indiscriminate blending of the two, the existence consciousness aspects of the self and the thought wave of the intellect, there arises the notion of I know. Again, I'm telling, by the indiscriminate blending of the two, what? The existence consciousness aspect of the self and the thought wave of the intellect, there arises the notion I know, I see, all those things. It was in verse number 25. So, 2 sorts of Chidabhasa. One is vrittistha chidabhasa, the reflected consciousness in the thoughts is knowledge. Buddhistha chidabhasa, the reflected consciousness in the intellect expresses as knower. Clear? Please, if you want, you can write it or listen it carefully. I'm telling it again. Vrittistha chidabhasa, the reflected consciousness in the thought is known as knowledge. And Buddhistha chidabhasa, the reflected consciousness in the intellect is known as the knower. So here fire is like Chaitanya or consciousness. An iron ball is like the matter. See, by itself, matter has no bondage. Consciousness has no bondage. But when they come together, problem arises. And this is called adhyasa. So, the Supreme Brahman is the transcendental truth which shines by itself and it penetrates the entire world of creation. It is not something other than the world of creation, for it exists in and through the creation all at once as the material and the efficient cause, the pure consciousness. Thus, it is stated that the outer world of finite experience is not something different from the subjective state of reality. Matter without spirit is dead, but matter and spirit, when together in their nuptial, come to express themselves in the manifestations of life. The Supreme is the vital content in every particle of this world, and just as in the process of extracting butter from the milk, the spirit or Atma can be separated from matter and realized through meditation in one's own pure heart cave. An iron ball which has been in contact with fire for a long time comes to glow as fire itself. Similarly, even though the world of dead matter is inert, lifeless, and stationary, when it plays in the vitality of the Supreme Brahman, there is the manifestation of life. If the Paramatma, the Supreme Self, does not lend his grace to the created objects, there is no existence for our cognition and experience. The infinite is unborn, at the same time deathless, omnipotent, and all-pervading. The created world of the things and beings is born, mortal, limited in its powers and scope. Thus, the finite and the infinite are of opposite nature. How then can we see the intelligence and existence which are the nature of the self in matter which has neither of these qualities. The red hot iron ball, that example actually explains it. Iron ball is black in color and cold to the touch. Fire is golden in color and hot. The color and the heat of fire penetrate the iron ball when it comes in contact with the fire for a sufficiently long time. So too, when inert and insentient matter is presided over by the spirit or Atma, the Sat Chit Ananda, the existence, consciousness, and bliss absolute nature of the Atma gets transferred onto the matter. Hari Om Tat Sat.